Hey everyone, Hallie here. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you what your Marvel Rivals main says about you. Now, this is the second one of these videos that I have made. In my previous video, I covered the characters Hulk, Magneto, Scarlet Witch, Iron Man, Iron Fist, Invisible Woman, Cloak and Dagger, and Loki. So if you're interested in seeing what I have to say about those characters, be sure to check out that video. But in today's video, we're going to be going over a whole new set of characters. So without further ado, let's go ahead and look at what your Marvel Rivals main says about you. The very first character I'm going to be covering today is Venom. Now, Venom is an interesting character, and Venom players are certainly just as interesting. If you are a Venom player, you likely enjoy fast-paced, aggressive action, as Venom is one of the more offensive tank characters in the game, swinging around the map, and not to mention his attack is essentially a melee attack, so you have to enjoy that fast-paced play style, and if you are a Venom player, you certainly do. I've also found that Venom players usually enjoy Spider-Man players, but if there is a Spider-Man on the other team, you will likely go insane, and that Spider-Man will probably target you, so you should probably target that Spider-Man. I always just find it. There's rivalries between Venom and Spider-Man on two different teams, but if a Spider-Man is on your team, you usually are going to be their friend. Hopefully they're nice to you. Sometimes I have seen Venom players bully their Spider-Man, which is interesting, but usually you favor Spider-Man. And you probably would be a Spider-Man player if your team didn't need a tank, and instead of picking a tank like Doctor Strange or Magneto that has a shield, you decided to pick a character that is closest to your favorite DPS, which is Spider-Man, which is okay. You know what, we all respect your decision. But yeah, I found that Venom players are usually pretty good, and especially if you have a skin for Venom, oh my gosh, I like the frozen Venom skins. Every time I see a frozen Venom, I get scared, because usually those players are demons, but usually, yes, if you are a Venom player, you are pretty solid at the game. And I think Venom players are just all around pretty good. But yeah, if you play Venom, you probably are just playing a tank because you are told that you should pick a tank character. And you enjoy how he plays in his aggressive nature, which I can't blame you, but hopefully you're good at the game, because if you're not good at the game, your team will likely hate you. Next up, we have a character I love. I love this character so much, and that is Groot. Groot is an amazing tank, okay? I always talk about Doctor Strange and Magneto and how they have shields. Groot is so good because he can just grow a shield. He grows a wall out of the ground, and it is so good. Although I feel like they are few and far between, I absolutely love Groot players. Groot players are just the best people in the world. They're so nice. I've never seen like an angry Groot player. Usually they're pretty chill. You're the rock for the team. You hold everyone together, and honestly, while playing Groot, your gameplay also reflects that. You can either hold the team together and provide some incredible walls as Groot, or you can, not be the rock for the team and your team just keeps dying. Groot can be very useful given you know how to use him in proper situations. And if you're a Groot player, you likely know how to play him not only on defense, but also offense, using your walls to trap enemies. I love Groot players, and I might be a little bit biased myself because I am a Groot player. But yes, if you're a Groot player, you're awesome. No bias at all, actually. I completely changed my mind. Groot players are all awesome. I think you're all great. I've never met an angry Groot player or like a toxic one, which is just so nice, especially in a game like Marvel Rivals. And I will say my favorite thing with Groot players, and I feel like this always happens whenever a Groot player goes crazy in a game, or like they win and they're like carrying their team, they will always type "I am Groot" in the text chat, and that is awesome. You know what, I do the same, and it's beautiful. Please, you are Groot, we are Groot. I love Groot players. Groot mains are the best people in the world, and you are the backbone, not only to the team, but also like you're like Atlas holding up the world. All right, if you're a Groot player, you're awesome, and yeah, I really don't have any negatives to say about you. You are the best human in the world. Now we're gonna move on to duelists, and I feel like a perfect duelist to start off with, given that we just talked about Venom, would be Spider-Man. Now, I just want to say, if you are a Spider-Man main and you know how to use this character, you can be a absolute demon and just torment people. You can make someone's week ruined. You can ruin someone's year just by playing Spider-Man and annoying people by targeting them or just hitting them up in the air. It is so frustrating if you are being targeted by a Spider-Man player. Getting footage for this, I was being targeted by Spider-Man players and I was getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated even talking about it. Look, if you're a Spider-Man player, you are very annoying, but you are annoying because you're really good at the game, most likely, and it is very frustrating to deal with you, and you make other people very mad. But you get satisfaction out of making people mad, and I respect that. That's great. What a great way to live. But yeah, no, Spider-Man players are fantastic. I really enjoy when they're on my team, although whenever they're on my team, I don't feel like they're as evil as when they're on the enemy team. But overall, Spider-Man players, you guys are very aggressive and very annoying. And I also just want to say too, every Spider-Man player loves Spider-Man, like the comics, the character, the movies. It doesn't matter. The reason you picked Spider-Man was whether it was a video game, the movie, you saw him in some sort of media and you wanted to play as him and you found him to be super fun, which he is. I mean, he is put in Marvel Rivals so well. And you have never switched off him, and now you're just a demon with him, and everyone fears you. But yeah, I really don't have much else to say about Spider-Man players. You're all just very annoying. Even if you're not good at the game, you can be a bad Spider-Man, and you can still be annoying. As long as you're just zipping around the map as him, you can be a pest, and that's how I think of Spider-Man mains. Some of you are pests, but when you're on my team, I appreciate you. But overall, you're kind of annoying, but it's mainly just because of how you play the character. It's evil, okay? It is honestly evil, but you're having fun, and that's what matters. The next character we have here is Moon Knight. Now, if you're a Moon Knight main, you are probably maining him, one, because he is incredibly powerful, but also just because he is a cool character. I'm sure you probably started playing Moon Knight because you went against one and they placed down one of their totems and you died within like 3 seconds as Hulk, and you're like, how did I die so quickly against a Moon Knight? So you started playing Moon Knight and you realized how much damage this one character can output. And I have noticed that although Moon Knight players, and you know, they know he is powerful and they are able to harness his power, I have noticed many new Moon Knight players get into fights where they cannot win. I feel like this is something very common among Moon Knight players for some reason, but I always see these people get into 1v3s or just crazy situations where they die. Sometimes they complain, sometimes they don't complain, but I just feel like that's very common among Moon Knight players, is to get into situations where you are completely outnumbered and then you die. I don't know why. I just feel like that's something very common with Moon Knight players in particular. Maybe it's because you think your character is more powerful than he is, and then you get a little cocky. I mean, it makes sense. You're playing Moon Knight. He's a great character. I will say another thing about Moon Knight players. Sometimes these people are a little weird. Sometimes they are very toxic, okay? Even more toxic than these Spider-Mans who bully you into, just falling off the map and just target you the whole game. I would say that Moon Knight players can be even more toxic, especially if like they're on your team and they're just bad at the game. I feel like Moon Knight is the go-to character for people who are bad at the game that want to complain. But he's also a good character, so that's why they pick them and then complain. I don't know. Look, if you're a Moon Knight main, you are either really good at him and can appreciate his power, and sometimes you get into fights you can't win, or you are a Moon Knight player and you're not very good at him and you complain and you blame your team when you get into fights that you cannot win. There's a through line there. Let me know if any of you can find it. It's very hard to find. But yeah, overall, Moon Knight players are pretty solid. They can just be a little toxic at times, a little weird at times. I've seen a few weird Moon Knight players. But yeah, overall, Moon Knight, you like a strong character, but you're a little weird. And that's okay, but you're a little weird. Next up, we have Namor. Now, Namor players have an ego. Even more so, maybe on the level of Moon Knight players, but I feel like Namor players are known for their ego. You need a strong character, and you need a character to match your ego, so you pick Namor. And oh my gosh, this character is so powerful. Interestingly enough, this is how Namor thinks of himself in the comics. I feel like Namor players adopt Namor's personality of thinking they're the best in the world, and sometimes they are. Sometimes they're demon Namor players, but this goes with every single player in Marvel Rivals. There's good players and then there's bad players. Though I would say overall, I feel like Namor players are pretty solid. He's a super strong character. You can place down your turrets and they absolutely melt enemies. He's crazy. He's a very strong character, and if you main Namor, you appreciate how strong he is, and you also appreciate his ego, because you yourself have an ego, and you need a character that can help reflect that, which, you know what, it's reasonable. It's reasonable. But yes, pretty similar to Moon Knight. If you pick Namor, you like power, you like a strong character, and I can respect that. Usually well, actually, I would say you're probably just as toxic as Moon Knight players, you know, but both are toxic for different reasons, but you know, that's just what DPS is all about. For our next duelist, I have Mr. Fantastic. Now, I wanted to mention Mr. Fantastic because I feel like he is a little bit of an underrated pick. And if you are a Mr. Fantastic player, you know he is an underrated pick and you appreciate him for that. Mr. Fantastic is basically like a DPS tank hybrid, and if you are a Mr. Fantastic main, you fully take advantage of this and you try to survive as long as possible and just be as much of a nuisance as possible. That is what Mr. Fantastic does best, and he is great at that. I feel like Mr. Fantastic players are pretty smart, as you know, they're able to recognize an amazing character when they see one. Again, I'm not biased at all. Don't look at the gameplay or, you know, the fact that it is the only skin that I have purchased. Yeah, if you're a Mr. Fantastic main, you have a huge brain, you're really smart, and he's an underrated character. Like, I always appreciate Mr. Fantastic players when I see them, because he's an underappreciated character and he is so fun to play. And if you play him, you know that. You also are probably a little bit of a nerd. If you are a nerd like myself, you gravitate towards Mr. Fantastic, because in the comics, Mr. Fantastic is so powerful, including like the Maker in the Ultimate Universe, which is why I bought him. So yeah, point being, if you're a Mr. Fantastic main, you're a little bit of a nerd, but you're very smart, you're very cool, and I don't feel like Mr. Fantastic mains are as toxic, especially compared to characters like Namor and Moon Knight. So, you know, you have that going for you, but overall, if you're a Mr. Fantastic player, just know I appreciate you, I see you, and you know what's good, and you appreciate what is good, and I appreciate you. Take a shot every time I said appreciate. Alright, now we are on to the strategist characters and what your strategist main says about you. The first character I have here was actually suggested in my previous video, so if you guys want to see me cover characters in the next video, be sure to leave them down below. But someone suggested Adam Warlock, and I thought, what a great pick. I feel like Adam Warlock players are honestly like, if you're an Adam Warlock main and you know how to use this character, you can survive forever. In my strategist hero ranking tier list video, I kind of ranked Adam Warlock low, and I feel like that was mainly because I really didn't understand the type of survivability that this character had. If you position yourself correctly with Adam Warlock, you can survive for so long. And if you're an Adam Warlock main, that is why you play this character, is because his survivability, his self-healing, it's just so good. You're certainly less aggressive, and you kind of have to be. You know, you're playing a strategist compared to characters like Spider-Man or really any DPS. But although you're less aggressive, that doesn't make you less deadly. You can be very methodical with Adam Warlock, and you can do so much with this character and just keep your team alive for so long and just make it so hard to kill you. So if you're an Adam Warlock main, you understand that, and honestly, you know how good of a character he is, and you hope he doesn't change, and you know what, that's reasonable. So I will be finishing off this video with Luna Snow. Now, if you're a Luna Snow player, you love her ultimate, okay, that you probably wish it was the TikTok song. I don't know if I can play it in this video. I don't want to get a copyright strike, but if you're a Luna Snow player, you probably have TikTok, you're probably a zoomer, alright, you're a little bit annoying, but you're a healer, and your team appreciates that. Just know that. I will say too, if you are a Luna Snow player and you know how to kill people with Luna Snow, like if you're using her snowball to freeze people and then getting headshots on them, you can be absolutely terrifying, and she is a very deadly character. I went on a very good tear as Luna Snow in today's video, so you can be a demon with Luna Snow, and if you're a Luna Snow main, you probably are a demon with her, and if you aren't, you're a great healer. So just know you always have that going for you. So yeah, if you're a Luna Snow player, you're a great healer, and you also probably know how to use her ultimate in the best possible times. I will say I've seen way too many Luna Snow players just activate their ultimate and like go elsewhere and like not be with their team. But for the most part, I feel like Luna players are very smart and they know how to use her character well. But yeah, in short, Luna Snow players, you guys have style, and just know if you are not a great DPS player, you can be a great healer. All right, or you can do both. No one's stopping you from being both a great DPS and a great healer. But just keep in mind, you're great if you're a Luna Snow player, especially a Luna Snow main. I feel like a lot of these, if you're a support main, if you main support, you're usually a pretty cool person. So just always know that. So my final thoughts on Luna Snow, just to reiterate, you got style. All right, you know what's good. You probably are a zoomer, and you know what? If you might be a demon with her, whether that is DPS or healing, or both. So Luna Snow players, thank you for your service. Unless you're on the enemy team, then please switch. With that being said, that is my second video for this series of what your Marvel Rivals main says about you. If you guys did enjoy this video, please let me know down in the comments below. Just keep in mind, this was a fun video. Oh gosh, I didn't say this at the start of the video. This is a joke, okay? Like, none of this is meant to be taken seriously. Of course, this is a joke. I got people in my last video who complained, even though I said it was a joke at the start. I get it. People don't get jokes. It's fine. But yeah, please don't take this too seriously. It was just meant for fun. And if you would like me to cover another character in the future for this series, please let me know. I think it'd be fun to go through the whole roster. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching to the very end of this video. Please let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.